Hey everybody, it's Thursday, and we're going to shave with a Thursday with new stuff. Christmas Day +1 today on BarberDave Shaves and such. Hey everybody, welcome to Christmas Day +1. I hope all of you overate, took naps, fell asleep, got up, ate some leftovers, and basically just enjoyed and jollified your Christmas. So we're now headed towards the new year. The one thing I've always noticed about Christmas is the buildup. I mean, the buildup, and weeks and months and everything else. And then 6 o'clock in the morning, you get up, you rip presents open, you have breakfast, wait till 2 or 3, you have dinner. Done. Finished. So Christmas, the day after Christmas is always a little bit of a letdown because it's like, Jesus, I did all this stuff. I decorated the house. I cooked the food. I did all this. It's over. But we're headed towards New Year's. Now, we do nothing on New Year's. We let the silly people go out and do that. We don't. So anyhow, brand new stuff today. Well, not brand new, just different stuff today after shaving all those days with Noble Otter. And I'll give you a little hint. We're going to talk about soda today, specifically Pepsi and Coke and stuff like that. Now, I'm of the generation which borders the baby boomer Gen Xers. So we were the latchkey kids, both parents working. We kind of did things on our own. But the nutritional standards of the United States, as they pretty much are today, are pretty much run by people who think they know what's going on, but they're just witch doctors. They basically smoke a joint and say, okay, let's try this today. Well, back in the day, drinking a Pepsi or a soda for breakfast was considered good, even though it had, but that's also when it had cane sugar and I had high fructose corn syrup. I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But unfortunately, I became a soda-holic. Basically Pepsi or Coke. I loved them and I drank them breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then in my teenage years, I was working at a bowling alley and we got all the soda we wanted for free. So that's actually lasted. Unfortunately, now that I am diabetic, sugar is verboten. So I found that, I tried tea, I tried water, I tried the flavored water, and it just didn't do it for me. So a few years back, I found this thing called a SodaStream. And at first, all they had was the diet sodas. And then both Pepsi and Coke came out with Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero. So it allowed me to, and allows me to have the soda I enjoy without sugar, without carbohydrates, without heavy sodium. Now the argument is, yeah, but Dave, they use sucralose and aspartame and all that. It's like, yeah, they do. But I'll take my chances with that as opposed to high fructose corn syrup, which almost all the soda makers are using. There's a few that use pure cane, but even then, using this type of soda system does not affect my diabetic numbers in the least, which are good, but I can also have a mixed cocktail and they taste just as good. So, but the reason why I mention that, and this will give it away completely, the soap that I'm using today, because the one thing that I've always loved about Coke and Pepsi is the smell of the soda itself. You get that rich cardamom, you get caramel, you get a little bit of everything. And this soap really represents that, as does the brush and everything else. Because I know I've got friends of mine that had never gotten into soda. And being a latchkey kid, my parents, they went to work early in the morning. I made myself breakfast. I took myself to school, came home. And so there's two things that I can remember as a childhood that I would have as a snack in the morning. If my parents were already gone, I would have, an English muffin or something and some orange juice. And this was from grade school on, we wore a key around our, around our necks, and we walked to school and stuff like that. So different times, obviously. But my parents needed to find an alternative because they both worked in the medical field. They worked from 7 to 3:30. And so we lived quite a bit away from the hospital they worked at. My mom being an RN and my dad being a physician. They were up and out. And usually my classes didn't start till 8 at the school. So, a lot of times I was on my own. But there are two things that I would have. Usually for breakfast, I'd have some milk and a carnation breakfast bar. They don't make them anymore, which is sad because they were the best. Full of protein. They were great. And the chocolate chip was the best one. They had a chocolate crunch, and there is actually a Facebook page of people trying to get Carnation to bring back the breakfast bar, because it wasn't chewy, it was crunchy. But unfortunately, they were bought by Nestle. And, we'll keep our mouths shut about the way Nestle does business. But anyway, so that would be my breakfast, usually, or a bowl of cereal. And then for lunch, I either bought lunch at the school, or obviously in grade school, my mom had packed a lunch for me. But we also had hot lunches. And then when I'd get home from school, my parents would still be at work because I'd get home around 3. They'd get off at 3, but they'd have to drive 45 minutes to get home. And so I'd have a Pepsi or a Coke and another Carnation breakfast bar. And that would hold me on till dinner. And so nutritionists, as I said, to this day, I still think it's a little bit of witch doctoring. But so you get that in your, you get the soda in your head, and it's something I've always ranked. So the Soda Stream with the 0 sugar has allowed me to be a diabetic, type 2 anyways, get my numbers in real good check, but still be able to enjoy the soda that I like. And I know a lot of you will say, oh God, but it's diet soda. Well, the technology has gotten much better, because those of you of a certain age remember something called Tab. In fact, in the movie Scrooged, Bill Murray drinks Tab because he feels it makes him healthier, even though he's getting schnockered. But Tab was horrible. It tasted synthetic. It was really the first diet soda that really supposedly was making a difference in people's lives, but it was horrible because it used saccharin and artificial flavors, and it was nasty. Well, then the second iteration was the Diet Cokes and stuff like that used aspartame alone. And then, of course, the new stuff, the Zeros, have finally gotten the flavor to where it's exact. The Pepsi Zero tastes just like regular Pepsi. SodaStream does not have a contract with Coca-Cola. But there are some other syrups starting to come out in the market, like Ralph's. I haven't tried any of them yet. But anyhow, that's kind of the inspiration behind this shave today. You've seen the soap and everything before, but around the holidays, the soda brings back a lot of memories. This Dr. Pepper is another huge love of mine. Although even the Dr. Pepper Zero, or Dr. Pete's as they call it, is a little bit too sweet for me. So I stick with the Pepsi. I've had the ginger ale and the 7-Up type, but like I said, growing up with Pepsi and Coke, that's where it's at to me. I still probably drink too much of it because it's pretty much the drink in my hand almost all the time. And I go through quite a few bottles of that in a day or a week. I was purchasing the Coke Zero in 24 packs because I went through a stage where I didn't want to use the soda stream because, you know, you have to make it and stuff like that. Then I started thinking about it from a cost standpoint. And I also like the fact that you can control, and this is no way a sales pitch for SodaStream, I just think they're good. Ninja makes one now, but I still think the SodaStream's better. What I love about the SodaStreams is you can control the level of carbonation. And I love a ton of carbonation. They recommend what they call 7 pumps of the CO2 cartridge to do it. I do between 10 and 12 because I just love that, for lack of a better term, that burn in your throat. That's probably why I'm a Scotch drinker. But you can adjust to that level. So if you like ginger ale, really, you know, ginger ale hits you a little hard anyways, you can lower that down. So anyways, but yeah, that's why this soap is so important, because it just reminds me of some good childhood memories. You know, and a lot of people nowadays, they say, oh my God, you Gen Xers, you were latchkey kids, you never had your parents around. Yeah. We became self-reliant. And we also got into trouble a lot too, which was okay. But parents in today's world wouldn't even think of leaving their kids alone to walk home on the city streets or to be alone in their house. But hey, my parents had to work. They had to make a living. And I think it was one of the greatest childhoods, because we didn't have cell phones. We went out and played and used our imagination and all kinds of stuff. Ah, what a tremendous shave. Tremendous shave. So I hope I didn't bore you too much about the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi. But, you know, that's the one thing about traditional shaving, is that it's all about nostalgia. It's all about tradition, in my opinion. Somebody had asked me, I can't remember, he's a newer subscriber. He had asked me, do I recommend straight razors or DE razors? It's a personal preference to you. It's very much a personal preference. I like both. I would lean towards straights if I had the time all the time to do it. And then he also asked, are there any good DEs? There's tons of them. Blackbird, Blackland, Gillette, and you can get into some beautiful Gillettes, the Fat Boy, the Gillette New, the Gillette Presidents, the Black Beauties, just a beautiful razor, and you can find them fairly inexpensive, but there are a ton of DE razors out there. Obviously, I recommend Persona Lab Blue blades, but you shave with what you want. Okay, what do we shave with? So since we have not changed in a while. Today, sticking with the 7-day set, this is Thursday, if you can read that. This is the Thursday of the 7-day set from Germany. Schulz, S-C-H-U-L-Z. Wonderful 5/8 razor. That was stropped 25, 25, and 15. For the brush, the brush is just so awesome. This is the Sorrentino Coca-Cola brush. And if you notice, it's got the green of the Coca-Cola glass. It has ice cubes in it, and the resin in there is made to look like a fresh, cold, ice-cold Coca-Cola. Love this brush. Absolutely love this brush. For the soap, again, the smells, the characteristics of soda. This is called the Cold One. It's probably one of the closest that I've seen that matches a true soda. This is more of a, if you remember Shasta Cola or RC, this is what this flavor is. And we're going to use the same for the aftershave milk. But first, we're going to use Quinn's Witch Hazel. This is the pink grapefruit and orange rind, which goes really well with the cardamom and stuff that's in most colas. I do not have a true cardamom EDT, but I've got something that works really, really well. So anyhow, again, the Cold One aftershave. This was actually gifted to me. I was looking for one by a gentleman named Brian. He used to be a member at the Shaving Cadre, and I hope he's doing well. But, oh yeah, just Coca-Cola in a bottle, man. Now, a lot of people say, why in the heck would you want to go around smoking, smelling like Coca-Cola? Why not? Or Pepsi. It's a very nice milk, very good emollients in it and stuff like that. For our talc today, we are going to be using Classic Yardley Gentleman. This is a fairly neutral talc, so it doesn't mess around with the fragrances too much. But just nice and clean and fresh. So, not too many shaves left in 2024. I know 2024 was tough for some people. It was a good year for me. We're really hoping that 2025 is going to be a great year as well. This will probably be the last shave for this week. We'll probably pick it up again on our normal Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. However, you can always follow my daily shaves right here on the channel. Just look under community. It's my community blog. Usually I talk about what the shave was as well as the watch of the day. So follow me there if you don't see the videos, but we will be back more than likely Sunday. Also, while we're at it, don't forget www.theshavingcadre.com. Come and see us, free to join. And then Drinks and Daves on YouTube. Our finale of our rum battle is going to be this Saturday night at, I don't know what time. Just look for things. Because we're in Arizona. We don't change times. I don't keep track of all this other stuff. I think it's 7 p.m. our time, but I don't know. We'll find out. And just watch for that. Okay, that's dried down. Oh, what a beautiful shave. And like I said, this is really strange. This is an EDT that you can find at Target. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it at a bunch of different grocery stores. And it's a name that's been around for a long time. It's called Cremo. And Cremo makes a good shaving cream. They make good shaving sticks and everything else. And they also now make EDTs, or they have been for a while. And this is Blue Cedar and Cypress. And believe it or not, this matches absolutely perfect with this soda. It's got an effervescence to it, and I'm not sure if that's from the Blue Cedar or the Cypress, but it's got a very, very neat fragrance to it that adds to the value of the cola soap fragrance. All right, kids, that's it. I certainly appreciate you joining us. I'm glad you guys all had a great Christmas, which I'm assuming you did. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff. We're about 400 away from 2,000, and I didn't sing today. Somebody told me if I kept singing, I'd be at 2,000 like that. Somehow I think I'd lose people, but either way. Anyways, I'm BarberDave. This has been BarberDave Shaves and such, and have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, folks, and we'll see you again on Sunday. Take care.